Okay, I had to pause it for a second. We had a visitor. So anyway, so we'll continue on. So we've been working on our base here. It might like start popping up over your tea light. So just stretch it around. I know it's really hard to see this. Just stretch it around the outside edge of the tea light and keep stabbing. And again, like what we were doing, we're going around the outside here. So be careful with your other hand. You know, don't stab into your hand. What you should really be doing is having your project on your foam and just really carefully, you know, working it from there. So, yeah, okay. So this is our base, and from here we don't actually really need to use the tea light inside of it anymore, but you can pop it in and out if you want to kind of see, you know, the height of it, because what you want is you want there to be a cone, like a hollow space that is higher than the top of this little tea light flame here. Okay, so now we're going to take another bit of core wool. We're going to stretch it out. I'm going to pull out this little piece of hay, and we're going to layer another donut on top. And so, you know, I kind of lost track of where my seam was, where I attached the bottom part of this donut, but if I can see it, then I'm going to move the seam around a little bit. I'm going to stagger, you know, as I build the base, so that it's not, you know, awkwardly misshapen or kind of leaning to one side or anything like that. Okay. So here, I'm just going to add some more wool on top, poking straight down all the way around. You can kind of come in from the sides a little bit and, you know, merge those layers together. Very good. See, now we're getting somewhere. And time for another layer. Some more of the white core wool. So I've almost like gotten past the top, but the thing that can happen is with this that I've noticed is you know, you need to kind of smooth out the bottom here, and when you do that, you can lose a bit of height here. So that's why we just always make them just a little bit extra tall, a little taller than our tea light. Okay, so here we go, one more layer. Here's my seam over here, so maybe I'm going to make it join on this side. And so now I know that I'm, you know, quite a ways up from the tea light. So, oops, I just hit my tea light with my needle. Oopsies. So I'm actually going to like bring the top together a little bit and kind of felt it a little bit sideways, kind of felt it into a point. And so what we have there, what we have so far is the neck of the unicorn. So we've got this part, this lower part done, and now we're going to start working on the head. Yeah. Okay. So we'll finish our base. And here's when, okay, so now I've got this much happening. I can take my tea light out and just put it to the side. And we'll just keep felting, joining the top. You can felt down a little bit from the top here. And then to make sure that this is pretty solid, we can flip it over and just, we can pull it apart a little bit with our fingers, maybe felt a little bit around that inside rim of your tea light cover. And then the other thing you can do is just have it completely upside down and felt the inside, you know, this part from the inside, and that makes it really good and felted. Oops. You know that, you know, it's going to hold together. All right. There we go. And so now, let's start on the unicorn's head. So, the unicorn looks a lot like a horse. Has our nose. Like, I just made this one just really soft shaped. He's not, you know, bony looking. So it's just easier to do it like that. You know, this is a good beginner project. So we'll just keep him here for reference. So I'm going to make the head, I'm going to start out by making his big nose. So I'm going to take some felt and I'm going to fold the end over. So it's kind of a, this is the nose. So you can imagine that the head's going to be, and the ears are going to be up here, and the horn's going to be right here. So this is his nose. And so I'm just going to felt it around. And, oh, I got some hay to pull out a little bit. Okay, so I know we're just getting started, but are you having fun? This video is, I'm making this video because a very special little lady is having her 9th birthday today, Rowan. So I want to wish you, Rowan, a very happy birthday, and that, you know, I couldn't come to your party, but boy, oh boy, when your mom said, I need help, I was like, oh my God, I totally want to help. What can I do? And I showed her this, and she was like, yep, that's it. Let's do it. Let's make felted unicorns. So happy birthday, Rowan. Okay, so we're going to go around the end of the nose. You can shape it more if you're like a horsey person. You know what the snout looks like. I'm not adding nostrils. I'm not adding any big details like that. Just the nose. Okay, and now I'm going to take another bit felt like this. I'm going to take the head or the nose, and I'm going to, it's so hard to show, but I'm just going to I'm kind of wrapping it around like that, so you can start to see how it's starting to look like a head. Oh, actually, it should be like that. Yeah, okay. So here's the top of the head that's coming along. Some people make their noses really long. I've done that. Don't have to make your nose too long. So we're just building like the forehead up, the top of the head. You can felt underneath it. And just grab all those kind of stray fibers. I like to just see, I'm using my fingers. I'm just like kind of dragging over the edge of the project and felting after I've smoothed out those fibers. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so here we have a head. It's getting there. What we need to do is, you know, accent the cheek here, the jawline of the unicorn. So what I'm going to do for that is I'm going to take a little bit of wool, a couple fluffy balls, and I'm going to take a little bit and I'm going to felt it a few stabs like that, and then I'm going to pull it up off the foam, and then I'm going to drag in the little edges a little bit and felt it some more, so it's a little more of a uniform little like oval circle thing like that. Then I'm going to make my other one first before I put these on the project, because I want them to be similar size. Poke, poke, poke. And let's see what we got here. So we got another one. Yeah. You can go around the outside of them a little bit if you want to make them a bit more precisely shaped, but it's a pretty soft shape project. Okay, so here we have the nose and the head. And so now we're going to take these and we're going to put them down close to the bottom of the jaw. I know it's hard to see with my lights, but we're just going to build like this part of the head by first adding this little bit of extra wool that we're going to cover with more wool after. And we're really going to stab this one in there so that it really is on there really solid, and also so that it doesn't like puff out your head too much. We don't want a unicorn who has too wide cheekbones. Okay, so I've got both of the little jaw lines on there, and now I'm going to take some more white core wool. I think I'll do this from underneath actually because the head's pretty well formed. So I'm just stretching out this wool. So I'm not pulling it right apart, I'm just stretching it out like this so it's thinner so that you can see through it. And then I'm going to take it, I'm going to flip the head over so this is the bottom of the head, and I'm going to just lay this felt over top, and then this kind of joins all the different pieces of the head that I've made. And oops. And what it also does is when you cover it again with a thinner layer of felt, it just like smooths out all those seams that you can see. And so it just looks like one solid piece. And you can felt it around down the back of the head. But we don't want to felt it too much because we're going to attach it to the neck. Okay. Let's see. The other thing I do a lot when I'm felting is I go and I find pictures on the internet of my favorite animals and I keep them on my phone. So, you know, if I'm watching a movie or something, I'll just have my phone there too with my animal pictures that I can work from that photo. And that's how I've learned to make my animals look a little more realistic, or whatever style of felting that I want to have. You know, it might be more cartoonish. It might be like full-on fantasy, or it might just be cute like this one and soft. I would say of all the different styles, starting with soft details, soft features is the easiest and actually the quickest if you want to finish something. That's my suggestion to start with. So now we've got the head. It's a little bit lopsided, but that's okay. I'm just gonna bring down some of these fibers to smooth them out. And so this is like the front view. It looks like a dolphin, but you can see how the head isn't too wide, so it's okay to actually really felt the sides of the unicorn head to give it a more distinct shape if you want that. Yeah, and not too wide, not too cheeky.